Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Assassin's Creed here on the Game Professor channel. I'm your host, the Game Professor, and today we are finishing up our investigation of Robert de Sable here in Jerusalem. So to start things off today, we have an informant down here. So let's talk to him and see what he has for us to do. I'm hoping it's a flag one. I'm tired of killing groups of people.
Altair, my savior, you must help me. I was shadowing my prey, a group of Templars, when they saw me. I took flight, and although I evaded them, I twisted my ankle. I'm pathetic, I know. Please, don't tell Malik. I did overhear them say they were leaving town. Find them and kill them. Then I will reward you.
Alright. Only a couple this time at least, so not as annoying. But seriously, like, I mean, it makes sense that I am out of throwing knives. Ugh. Alright. Well, shoot. Alright. You're kidding me. That should have counted. Also, I had definitely selected the right weapon, so I'm very irritated. Alright, but I'm gonna get myself some more throwing knives so that I can do this throwing knife style. Oh, come on. Ugh. So irritating. I really hate the crazy eyes. They are the most annoying. And then during Assassin's Creed 2, I'm going to be lamenting the... Whoops, that's not what I wanted. The minstrels. Except I'll have an easy way to deal with the minstrels, because I can just throw money on the ground. That's actually one of my preferred ways of just distracting people in Assassin's Creed 2 is just throwing money on the ground. It's really satisfying and really simple. It's just like, throw money on the ground, and you're good. There we go. Alright. Now, back to you.
Altair, my savior, you must help me. I was shadowing my prey, a group of Templars, when they saw me. I took flight, and although I evaded them, I twisted my ankle. I'm pathetic, I know. Please, don't tell Malik. I did overhear them say they were leaving town. Find them and kill them. Then I will reward you.
Alright. At least this really is a very simple one, so I do appreciate that. Let's see if I can get him with the hidden blade. Always satisfying. I do love the hidden blade and the hidden blade kills that you can get. That looks like our guy down there. Of course, he's going the wrong direction. Why are you going that way, buddy? Whoopsie.
He should stop acting.
Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's get him. You're kidding me. How aggravating. That is the most annoying thing on the face of the planet. Is that him there? Oh, it is. Okay. There we go. Oh, you're kidding me! I am so irritated. I am so irritated. Get out of here, buddy. This is not a difficult informant mission at all. This is one of the simplest ones. Ugh, I'm so irritated.
My savior, you must help me. I was shadowing my prey, a group of Templars, when they saw me. I took flight, and although I evaded them, I twisted my ankle. I'm pathetic, I know. Please, don't tell Malik. I did overhear them say they were leaving town. Find them and kill them. Then I will reward you.
Alright. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? Because this guy keeps proving to be so annoying, I'm gonna go for him first. Because that's how I deal with this, is I deal with the ones that annoy me the most first. Will you let me do some jumping? No, you won't. That's too practical, apparently. Come on. Because that first one is really easy to get. So. Ah, come on. Oh, come on.
What is he doing?
There we go. Alright. And then we're going up here. Really? Who just threw a rock at me? I didn't even interact with you. Why are you throwing rocks at me? Come on. I have the time. I'm just going to let this guy come over here and then I'll get him with the hidden blade when he turns around. Why not? It's always really satisfying to get the hidden blade kill, so... There we go.
I am forever grateful. Malik would never have forgiven me. Here's what I know about the burial of Majd. Reaching Robert might prove difficult, given the number of guards around. You should befriend some scholars to approach him. That shouldn't be a problem for someone of your skill.
Yeah. It is always good to befriend the scholars, as we know. So let's get this saved citizen. And that leaves one more investigation piece and then the rest of the saved citizens, and I'm not even interacting with you, dude. So you can leave me alone. There we go. No. Money doesn't exist. Oh, come on. There we go. Ooh, goodness. Not gonna lie, some of the sound effects that they get are really almost overkill. Come on. There we go. Of course. Have to have another random guy appear just to keep things interesting. Alright. So we have them. Now, we have 2 more viewpoints. So let's go for those.
Do I look like a merchant? No. So go away.
I'm not even interacting with you, man. That's one of those things. I kind of wish that they didn't just kind of, if you're near them, that means that you're interacting with them. That's
You shouldn't be here. Be gone.
easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then we're going down here. Nice easy jump. Come on. That's what you get. Come on. There we go. I just have to work my way around to the other side. Ooh. There is our pickpocket that we have to take care of down there. So as soon as we get this, we'll go for that. Nice and easy. And even with my fails, we should be able to finish up this episode with the assassination itself. So, always good. No. Oh. When I was trying to do this,
bring that to your master then.
in my little,
It contains
just
everything
replaying
you
for
asked.
fun. Oh god, I had
Your
so much trouble with
assistance in
this.
most delicate of matters is greatly appreciated.
It is my job to keep the peace.
And keep it you will. You'll have no trouble from us.
It's not you and yours that concern me, but the citizens. You picked a strange time to visit our city.
We've simply come to pay our respects.
And stir up trouble for it.
It's not my fault your people can't tell enemy from friend.
Look, you've got what you came for. I think it's best you were on your way.
Alright. Just gonna let him work his way around. Yeah. Not gonna let those guys have any negative impact on my ability to complete this darn pickpocket. There we go. Alright. Beauteous. So, we have a saved citizen there that we can go for. So north we go, and that'll bring us to the final viewpoint as well. And yeah, oh, you're kidding me. Really? Where do people see me? I don't even know who sees me, how they're seeing me. I'm very confused. This is, again, I've mentioned it kind of ad nauseum at this point, but one of the biggest advances just in terms of being able to get some amount of control over the number. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I didn't die. That was lucky. Well, since I'm back up, I might as well just go for the viewpoint while I'm here, and that'll hopefully reveal any other saved citizens that I have to deal with.
What have I done?
There we go.
Somebody help me.
Let's get up here and over yonder. I think I heard another saved citizen in this ear. The men I have been hearing has been in this ear, so I think there's going to be one more for us to get. Yeah. Sorry, I'm watching the time carefully. Maybe not. Alright. I guess it's just this saved citizen then. Alright. I am cool with that. Oh, come on. That was stupid. Oh, come on. There we go.
Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear.
Alright. Fantastic. So let's get back to Malik. Gonna get ourselves back to Malik. We will go over everything that we found, and then we will go into this assassination right off the bat, right away. Because we have the time in the episode. So, that's not what I wanted. Can actually get to the roof from the floor. We've never done that before. So, alright. Very quickly going over our information. So, Robert and his men walked the streets of Jerusalem finely dressed, bearing expensive gifts. They planned to attend a funeral. Were it anyone other than that monster Majd ad-Din being buried, I might have second thoughts. But as it is, it seems a most fitting time to take the Templar's life. And Robert's men are working with the Jerusalem Guard to protect the cemetery during Majd ad-Din's funeral. Doubling the guard would have posed a problem, but this map will give me an advantage. Knowing where the men are stationed, I can simply make sure I avoid them. So, got a nice clear view of where all of the guards will be. They say Robert wants peace, and seeks to prove it by attending the Muslim funeral. But I know the truth. He does not seek peace, but control. Dominion over the land and its people. I will deny him this. Oops. Robert's men are prepared for well prepared for battle. Whoops. To fight them all at once would be unwise. Should I lose control of the situation, it's best I make a brief escape and return later to eliminate them one by one. So, that's just giving me places I can escape, I believe. Or his men specifically. Reaching Robert might prove difficult, given the number of guards around. Were I to join a group of scholars, I could make my way to him much more easily. And that'll tell me where a group of scholars is for me to get into the cemetery. And the Jerusalem Guard have set up the standing positions for the Christians during the procession to better protect them in case the citizens take offense to their presence. This map displays exactly where everyone is standing, even Robert. Especially Robert. Telling us right where he is. Always good. So let's chat with Malik and take care of Robert.
You've the scent of success about you, brother.
I've learned much about our enemy.
Share your knowledge then. Let us see what can be done with it.
Robert and his Templars walked the city. They've come to pay their respects to Majd ad-Din. They'll attend his funeral, which means so will I.
What is this that Templars would attend his funeral?
I have yet to divine their true intentions, though I'll have a confession in time. The citizens themselves are divided. Many call for their lives. Still others insist that they are here to parley, to make peace.
Peace?
I told you. The others I've slain have said as much to me.
That would make them our allies. And yet we killed them.
Make no mistake, we are nothing like these men. Though their goal sounds noble, the means by which they'd achieve it are not. At least, that's what Al-Muallim told me.
So what is your plan?
I'll attend the funeral and confront Robert.
The sooner the better.
And there's our feather. And we're all set.
Fortune favor your blade, brother.
Malik, before I go, there's something I should say.
Be out with it.
I've been a fool.
Normally I'd make no argument, but what is this? What are you talking about?
All this time, I never told you I was sorry. Too damn proud. You lost your arm because of me. Lost Qadar. You had every right to be angry.
I do not accept your apology.
I understand.
No, you don't. I do not accept your apology because you are not the same man who went with me into Solomon's temple. And so you have nothing to apologize for.
Malik.
Perhaps if I had not been so envious of you, I would not have been so careless myself. I'm just as much to blame.
Don't say such things.
We are one. As we share the glory of our victories, so too should we share the pain of our defeat. In this way, we grow closer. We grow stronger.
Thank you, brother.
Rest if you need to, Altair, that you might be ready for what lies ahead.
Malik's development over the course of this game is one of my favorite elements of it, because he really goes from straight up wanting revenge. He wants revenge on Altair for what he did. And, I mean, if you think about it, like, a life for a life, that is a very real way of approaching that sort of affront. And it's fascinating to see him come to that conclusion about Altair. And obviously it has to take place, that connection has to come at the very end of the game.
Leave this place.
It can't be something that comes early on. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense. But there is something really beautifully juxtaposed about him becoming the Rafiq of Jerusalem. Jerusalem being where the beginning of the game occurs, in Solomon's temple, and then just watching both Altair and Malik grow over the course of the game in such a way. Ooh, that was lucky. It's always very satisfying when you get a good grab like that and don't fall to the ground. It's one of the reasons why having the grab is such a big deal.
Turn back now.
I'm just getting rid of all the guards that I can, honestly. I don't want to have to deal with guards. At all. There is the cemetery. I'm actually just going to drop in like this, because I can. There we are. Gonna get right up close.
We gather here to mourn the loss of our beloved Majd-ud-Din. Taken too soon from this world. I know you feel sorrow and pain at his passing, but you should not. For just as we are all brought forth from the womb, so too must we all one day pass from this world. It is only natural, like the rising and the setting of the sun. Take this moment to reflect on his life and give thanks for all the good he did. Know that one day you will stand with him again in paradise.
And I'm always curious. There is a detail about Robert in this moment that I'm curious if any of you are noticing right now.
As you know, this man was murdered. We have tried to track his killer, but it has proved difficult. These creatures cling to the shadows and run from any who would face them fairly. But not today. For it seems one stands among us. He mocks us with his presence and must be made to pay. Seize him! Bring him forward that God's justice might be done.
Alright. Ooh. Oh, I forgot about the darn archers. Ah, man. Oh. There we go. Just gonna get out of here. See if I can use my buddies to help me out a bit. Mostly just trying to get away from the archers. That's the word I'm thinking of. There we go. Oh, Robert got out. Oh, come on. You might even be able to notice the detail right now with Robert. It would be in the voice at this point. Oh, man. There we go. All right.
See your eyes before you die.
I sense you expected someone else.
What sorcery is this?
No sorcery. We knew you'd come. Robert needed to be sure he'd have time to get away.
So he flees.
We cannot deny your success. You have laid waste to our plans. First the treasure, then our men. Control of the Holy Land slipped away. But then he saw an opportunity to reclaim what has been stolen, to turn your victories to our advantage.
Al-Muallim still holds your treasure, and we've routed your army before. Whatever Robert plans, he'll fail again.
Ah, but it's not just Templars you'll contend with now.
Speak sense.
Robert rides for Arsa to plead his case that Saracen and Crusader unite against the Assassins.
That will never happen. They have no reason to.
Had, perhaps. But now you've given them one. 9, in fact. The bodies you've left behind, victims on both sides. You've made the Assassins an enemy in common and ensured the annihilation of your entire order. Well done.
Not 9. 8.
What do you mean?
You are not my target. I will not take your life. You're free to go, but do not follow me.
I don't need to. You're already too late.
We'll see.
Now, did anyone notice? I am curious if anyone noticed that detail about, first her body. She was very noticeably female, if you noticed, in the full body shots. There was a more curvaceous figure and a very, well, not a very pronounced, but a more pronounced bosom. So they made it clear that that was not Robert if you knew what to look for, and during the fighting you could hear the female voice. I'm so glad that I remembered to run away from the archers. Really? 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 Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Don't be stupid, Altair. Oh, my word. Yep, getting back to the bureau right now is going to be a pain. But it'll be fine. We're going to get back to the bureau, and we'll finish up the episode there. And we'll start next episode with heading to the Battle of Arsuf. So, very much at endgame territory now. Very exciting. And come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Climb. Climb, you idiot. Oh, my word. Never ceases to amaze me how many micro mistakes. Oh, come on. That was kind of a laughable moment, honestly. Maybe? Nope. Looks like I'm going to be doing some fighting no matter what. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. This is getting silly. Straight up getting silly. There we go. And we're nice and close to the bureau now, so should be much easier to finish this off. Oof. Okay. They're all vanishing. Beautiful. There we go. Check in with Malik, and we'll finish off the episode. There we go.
It was a trap.
I had heard the funeral turned to chaos. What happened?
Robert de Sable was never here. He sent another in his stead. He was expecting me.
You must go to Al-Mualim.
There's no time. She told me where he's gone, what he plans. If I return to Masyaf, he might succeed. And then, I fear we'll be destroyed.
We have killed most of his men. He cannot hope to mount a proper attack. Wait, did you say she?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
yeah.
It was a woman. Strange, I know. But that's for another time. For now, we must focus on Robert. We may have thinned his ranks, but the man is clever. He goes to plead his case to Richard and Salah ad-Din, to unite them against the common enemy. Against us.
Surely you're mistaken. This makes no sense. These two men would never...
Oh, but they would. And we have ourselves to blame. The men I've killed, men on both sides of the conflict. Men important to both leaders. Robert's plan may be ambitious, but it makes sense. And it could work.
Look, brother. Things have changed. You must return to Masyaf. We cannot act without our master's permission. It could compromise the Brotherhood. I thought you had learned this.
Stop hiding behind words, Malik. You wield the creed and its tenets like some shield. He's keeping things from us. Important things. You were the one told me we could never know anything, only suspect. Well, I suspect this business with the Templars goes deeper. When I'm done with Robert, I will ride for Masyaf that we may have answers. But perhaps you could go now.
I cannot leave the city.
Then walk amongst its people. Seek out those who served the ones I slew. Learn what you can. You call yourself perceptive. Perhaps you'll see something I could not.
I don't know. I must think on this.
Do as you must, my friend, but it's time I ride for Arsuf. Every moment I delay, our enemy gets one step ahead of me.
Be careful, brother.
I will be. I promise.
All right. So, with that, everybody, I'm going to call this episode here, and next time we will be outside of Jerusalem and on our way to the Battle of Arsuf so that we can finally actually confront Robert. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you always know when I have new videos coming out, and follow the links in the description to the Facebook page and Discord server so that you can join the conversation. But until next time, everybody, this is your Game Professor, signing off.